Hello everybody, welcome to Retro Gaming Live. I'm your host, Velociraptor42, and on behalf of this great group of streamers, I would like to say thank you guys for all your support so far. Even prior to this first stream, you guys have been great. So we just want to thank you so much for the support, and we hope to bring you some amazing stuff going forward, and we hope you enjoy this this first endeavor here. Give it up for Retro Game Quest. He killed it on the pre-stream there, huh? Team Hog, that's it, Zoda. So thank you everybody for your follows, for your hosts. Just thank you for the support. I mean, it just makes all of us feel really, really good that you guys are supporting us like this. It really does. And I definitely know I can speak for the whole group when I say we appreciate everything, and we're glad that we can do this for you. So, 20 more seconds here, guys. So I'm going in 20 seconds. I'm going to give a brief introduction of the streamers and that are going to be racing tonight. So, hope you enjoy. So first off, we've got the Glory Hog, and we've got Macktion. Both very, very awesome streamers. Actually, everybody that's streaming tonight and in this group is excellent. And if you don't follow all of them individually, you should. Next, we have Toad22484 and NMETV. And then finally, we've got Too Good and KameHameDoukenn, all ready to duke it out in a 6-way race of Contra, MegaMan 2, and Super Mario Bros. 3. I hope you guys are ready for it. So without further ado here, I am going to get rid of the -15 on this timer because we don't need it anymore. And we are going to get started. And we're off! So the timer's going to probably be a little bit behind these streams thanks to stream delay. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. But I will keep you up to date with the times. So here we've got Macktion and Glory Hog starting it off. Starting off with Contra in the jungle stage. Both picking up that machine gun, which is just tiding them over until they get that spread gun that they'll be spending the rest of the time doing. Hopefully not losing it. So I'm going to kick us into some good Contra music. How's that sound? Get you in the mood. Alright, now we're going to check in on Toad and NMETV. Still rolling through the jungle stage here on Contra. Smooth as butter here. As a lot of you probably know, and if those that don't know, Toad has won 2 of the 3 Best of NES Big 20 races. And I believe Contra's been on 1 or more of those. So Toad is very adept at this game. So Enemy and Toad are already into the first base stage. So now we'll go ahead and check in. We'll check in with Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good's on the base stage already. Kami is at the boss of jungle stage. And Kame has successfully completed the jungle stage and is moving on to the first base stage. Alright, so we got some amazing streamers here. I hope you enjoy these races. This is going to be a fun night, I think. And hopefully I can keep up with all this commentary and keep up with you guys. I'm going to attempt to keep up with people who follow. Thank you, Ruger069, for your follow. So hopefully I can do that and still give you this commentary here. So checking back in with Glory Hog and Macktion. Looks like Glory Hog must have taken a death somewhere. He's back on the original weapon. And so is Macktion at this point. Oh, Macktion just took a death too. But they are both in the first base stage. Still rolling through that base. It's gonna be a little tougher for him though with the starting weapon. 0P71X, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Retro Gaming Live, your one-stop shop for all retro gaming content. Checking back in with Toad and NME, they are both on the waterfall stage now. I've been watching Toad do some of his practice on this game, and he's pretty damn good, so... And looks like both Toad and NME are on the boss of the waterfall stage. Toad has already completed it and moving on. Alright. So Toad's starting the base 2 stage. NME still fighting the boss. Just finished the boss, moving on to base 2. We'll check in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good is now engaging the waterfall boss. KameHameDoukenn is on the waterfall stage, making the climb. Oh, Too Good took a death to the boss. That's going to be a little bit of a setback. Glory Hog and Macktion are both on the waterfall stage as well. Glory Hog is about to engage the boss, and Macktion is making the climb. Glory Hog just waiting for that mouth to open so he can mash away at the boss. Oh, he did not get the 1 cycle, but he got the 2 cycle. Glory Hog is moving on to base 2. Macktion is getting towards the end of that climb. Alright, checking in on Toad and NME. Looks like they're both still rolling through base 2. But I think Toad is very close to the end of the stage. Yep, Toad has engaged the boss of base 2 just now. And he'll see him take this down really quick. He's already gotten rid of those 3 guns at the lower part of the boss fight there. Oh man, he's got... Okay, so he's got the first... I don't know, I always call those the Optimus Prime symbols, although they kind of really don't look like him, but whatever. He's got 1 down. He's got... Alright, so Toad just finished base 2. And NME is fighting the boss. So let's go ahead and check in on the next grouping of people. Too Good and KameHameDoukenn are on base 2 right now. Just going through, and looks like Too Good just took a death, unfortunately. And another death, unfortunately. But that's why we are allowing the Contra code in this one, because we know this is a pretty rough one. So we'll go ahead and check in on Glory Hog and Macktion, who are also in base 2. Looks like Glory Hog is getting close to the end of the stage, though. Looks to be in pretty good shape, has the spread gun. Yeah, Hippolito Pichardo, however you pronounce your name, I'm sorry. This is a brand new channel. Today is the launch. This is Retro Gaming Live. We are going to be delivering you daily retro gaming content. So starting tomorrow, actually, myself and Glory Hog will be doing streams on the channel starting... I'll be starting probably somewhere around 6 or 7 p.m. Central Time, I'm sorry. and then Glory Hog will be taking over at 10 p.m. Central Time. So Glory Hog has just finished base 2 and is moving on. Checking on Toad and NMETV, both on the snowfield stage right now. This one is a pretty trolly stage from what I've seen of this run and from what I've played of this run as well. Having kind of casually raced this in the past. So Toad is engaging the boss of Snowfield now, and he got kind of a crummy spawn of the boss, but he's dealt with it and he's moving on. Yeah, Too Good. Too Good says he wouldn't have entered if he couldn't have used the code. I probably would have been in the same boat myself. Alright, moving on. Too Good is on Snowfield, and KameHameDoukenn has engaged the base 2 boss. So everybody's pretty close. TC Blueberry Kush, thank you for the follow. And RetroGamingLive.com, as Destiny just linked in chat, is our website that does have our schedule. It probably does say that WeeGeeWee is still streaming tomorrow, but he's unfortunately having some internet issues and can't stream. So Glory Hog and I are taking over for him to make sure we give you your content. Now going back, speaking of Glory Hog and Macktion, Macktion is on the base 2 boss. Glory Hog is making his way through the snowfield stage. So Macktion's almost done with the boss, it looks like. Alright, he's got the last little bit of the boss, and then he'll be moving on to Snowfield. Heckman, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Retro Gaming Live. Moving on to Toad and NME again. We have Toad. Looks like he's probably, I would say, has the lead in this race right now. I believe Toad's already in. Is this hangar? I actually am really bad at these stage names. I know one of them is probably in hangar and the other's in energy zone, but like, I don't know. It almost looks like Toad's a stage ahead at this point. But it looks like Toad is taking a death somewhere because he has the starting weapon. So it could be a chance for some people to catch up. Oh, Toad just took a death right there, too. Enemy fighting the boss. And took a death himself. And Enemy has defeated the boss and is moving on to the next stage, which I believe is Hangar. I believe that's the one that Toad's on. Yeah, that's right, Hangar. Okay, so we're gonna move on. And I've got buffering on my music. Awesome. Sorry about that. Well, there we go. I'm just gonna move on to the next song then, if that thing's gonna buffer. Sorry about that, folks. So, Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good is on the Energy Zone stage, and Kame is on Snowfield right now, working his way through that. Too Good just took a death. So Kame's lagging a little far behind, but he can make up some time. It's not going to be a big deal. The race is still early. So Glory Hog is finishing up. Looks like finishing up on the Energy Zone boss here pretty soon. And Macktion is on Snowfield still. Glory Hog just took a death. And has completed the Energy Zone stage and will be moving on to Hangar. Moving on, it looks like Toad's on the final stage. And NME is coming up towards the end of the Hangar stage. And absolutely, the Retro Game Quest is the person that is going to be doing TurboGrafx 16, like Destiny said. And you should definitely give him and the rest of the crew a follow. We've all got some cool stuff that we have planned, so, and we all do a lot of different things. Got a couple of us that are speedrun if you're into speedrunning. Retro Game Quest and Solid Frog and some of the others aren't speedrunners per se, but they do some good stuff. Retro Game Quest plays basically is on a quest, I guess, to beat all of the games he owns. Solid Frog actually plays Super Mario Bros. 1 blindfolded and can get through most of the game. So it's a pretty fun watch. So you should follow a lot of these guys. Or all of these guys, actually. And Boogaloo, everything's any percent. So Mega Man is any percent. And speaking of Mega Man, Toad has already moved on to Mega Man. So Toad's completed Contra. NME is on the final stage. We'll move on. Too Good is on the hangar stage. KameHameDoukenn is on Energy Zone. So Toad with a solid lead at this point. So SMB3 is going to be any percent, so they're allowed to warp. So it'll be... Yeah, Solid Frog can get through to 8-2 and is riding 8-3, exactly what Cerberus said. Eventually become a mod and then profit. Nice. Alright, so KameHameDoukenn is taking on the boss of Energy Zone right now. And Too Good is getting towards the end of the hangar stage. Moving on. Glory Hog is on the final stage. Macktion is on Energy Zone, probably about halfway through it or so. And he just took a death. Unfortunate. So Glory Hog's got his spreader back. He's in a little bit better shape now. Macktion's got the invincibility, so he's able to run through this a little bit here. Catch up in some time. Looks like Macktion's coming up on the boss of Energy Zone, so he'll be moving along very shortly. And Glory Hog will be finishing off Contra pretty soon, and will be the second person into Mega Man 2. So, looks like Toad has moved on to Heatman and has already finished Flashman, so Toad's on his second Robot Master of Mega Man 2. NME has already started Mega Man as well, so actually NME is the second person on Mega Man. So the Glory Hog will be the third person to start Mega Man. So this category is any percent. We are allowing zips, so you should see some of the cool zips in Mega Man as I'm scrolling through the different competitors here. So it looks like NME is about to engage Flashman at this point. So Toad's going to do the zip. There he is. Toad gets the zip successfully on the first try in Heatman stage. Very good. So moving on. Too Good is on the final boss of Contra. KameHameDoukenn is on the hangar stage, getting towards the end. And it looks like Too Good has completed and will move on as probably the fourth person, as Glory Hog, I'm sure, is already in there. So Too Good is starting Mega Man 2 now. And starting with Flashman. We'll move on. Glory Hog is definitely indeed getting towards the end of Flashman stage. Macktion is on the hangar stage of Contra. So we've got 4 of our 6 runners already into Mega Man 2. So since we've got the majority of our people in Mega Man 2, I'm going to switch over to some Mega Man 2 music for you guys, I think. Actually, maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait. I've only got a couple more songs I can run on Contra. I'll let those run out, because we still do have some Contra people going. So Glory Hog just defeated Flashman and is going to move on. So moving on. So we've got Toad engaging Heatman at the moment. And NMETV is on the Heatman stage as well and is moving into the zip area of the stage. So let's see if NME gets the zip first try. And he does. He gets it first try. Meanwhile, Toad is picking up Atomic Fire as we speak. And item 1, I believe, is what you get from Heatman. Yes, item 1, which is going to be what everybody uses for the zips from here on out. Alright, we're going to move on. Too Good has just defeated Flashman. KameHameDoukenn is on the final boss of Contra. So, KameHameDoukenn has completed Contra. And we're moving on to MegaMan 2 now. Alright, he is starting MegaMan 2 with Flashman. Alright, Macktion is on the final stage of Contra. We have almost everybody now into MegaMan. Thank you, Huxley. We appreciate it very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it tonight. So I hope everybody is enjoying the night. I know I'm enjoying being here, keeping you guys apprised of the race progress. Glory Hog on Airman now. Glory Hog taking a slightly different route, it looks like. Macktion on the final boss. Macktion has completed Contra. Alright. I am now going to move us on to some MegaMan music. Because MegaMan music. Lead you off with Wily 1, huh? Alright, moving on. Toad is now engaging Airman. And it looks like Enemy took a death on Airman stage. That's unfortunate. Oh. So Toad has completed Airman. Enemy is still navigating Airman stage. So now Toad will have all 3 items, and will be able to perform any zips necessary for the rest of the game, and any speed strats necessary. Enemy taking the damage boost item 1 route through the cloud guys. I don't know what they're called, sorry. Too Good engaging Airman now. KameHameDoukenn has just completed the Flashman fight, and will be moving on. Yeah, Toad is killing it. Toad is in the lead so far, still. So Too Good completed Airman, getting the Air Shooter in item 2. Moving back to Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog now taking on the Heatman stage. Macktion has just defeated Flashman and will be moving on. Picking up the Time Stopper in item 3. Not even a blue shell indeed. Thanks, Implied Kappa. Solid Frog, do you see that? You need to get that fixed. Alright, Macktion moving on to Airman. Glory Hog getting the Heatman zip. Going on to Toad. Toad is in the Crashman stage now. And it looks like Enemy just defeated Airman. Give you some Heatman music now. How about that? Since Glory Hog is on Heatman, or at least he was just a second ago. That's apropos. So if we check out... We got somebody on Heatman here. Too Good's on Heatman. The music fits now. Ha. How about that? And Too Good getting the Heatman zip. First try. Everybody's doing a really good job here. KameHameDoukenn is on the Airman stage. He's about halfway through and just took a death. That's unfortunate, but at least he made it to the checkpoint. So he won't be too bad off there. Too wily! Cerberus with the dad jokes. Love it. Going back to Glory Hog just defeated Heatman. He's going to be picking up the Atomic Fire and item 1. Macktion is on the Airman stage, starting the second half of it. Opting for some time stopper strats to get through quickly. So here's your Flashman, by the way, Tapras. I just happened to throw in some. There is the actual OST Flashman, but like I've got some OC remix in here, and this is Nuclear Flash, which is probably one of my favorite OC remixes of all time. So moving on, Toad is on Quickman stage. He has done the zip successfully because the rooms are dark right now, where they shouldn't be. And NME is on Crashman stage, making the ascent to the upper half of the stage. You should be approaching the boss door momentarily. And Toad doing the final zip for Quickman stage. And is he going to get it successfully? Yes, he does. So Toad will be engaging Quickman right now, just as NME is engaging Crashman. Get to fight Quickman in the dark. Oh, a triple hit with that Crash Bomb. Toad is killing it. And NME waving to the crowd. All right, Too Good is in the middle of doing the zip on Crashman stage. Looks like KameHameDoukenn is starting up the Heatman stage. All right, Too Good took the intentional death to progress into the Crashman stage more. Yeah, that triple hit with the Crash Bomb, man, Toad, wow. So KameHameDoukenn making his way through Heatman stage. Checking on Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog is making his way up through Crashman stage. Macktion is making his way through the Heatman stage. Macktion coming up on the zip. Let's see if Macktion gets it first try. Oh. Will he get it in time before that disappears? He did get it, and Macktion got it first try. All right. Hello, Jutley. Welcome to the inaugural stream of Retro Gaming Live. So we're going to move on and check in on Toad and NME. Toad is on Metalman stage. NME is on the Quickman stage, and he has done the Quickman zips. He did the first one anyway, but it doesn't look like he's going for the second one. He's just going to progress through the last part of the stage the normal way and go through the boss door. And once again, NME and Toad entering the boss rooms at the same time. And Toad will be fighting Metalman right now, and NME fighting Quickman. And Metalman's down. And Quickman's down. That's correct. 3 is the correct one, or is the Snake Man one, yep. Checking in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good is on Quickman stage now. Just started it. KameHameDoukenn just defeated Heatman, picking up Atomic Fire and Item 1. So Too Good going for the first zip. Didn't get it the first time there. Let's see if he gets it the second try. Did not get it. Alright, Too Good decides not to do the zip. And he's just progressing through the stage normally. Checking in on Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog has decided not to do that the first Quickman zip either. And Macktion is progressing onto Metalman stage. Glory Hog through the first 2 screens of instant death bars and is now using the time stopper to get through the rest of it. Macktion going for the zip in Metalman stage, and he gets it, the first one. Glory Hog is currently streaming on the left screen that you see at the moment. And he's on Quickman stage. So we're going to go ahead and swap back to Toad. Toad is on Bubbleman stage, speaking of Bubbleman music we were just listening to. NMETV taking down Metal Man. And Toad is coming up on Bubbleman, so we'll watch him fight that fight. And rip stream because of the waterfall. Oh, I'm Velociraptor42, MC Ravenator. And Bubbleman down. NMETV starting the Bubbleman stage. And speaking of Bubbleman, now we've got OC Remix Bubbleman playing. So we will go ahead and move on. Too Good on the Metal Man stage going for the first zip, and he gets it. KameHameDoukenn on Crashman stage, making the climb up to the boss room. Hi there, MC Ravenator. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by and supporting us. And Too Good is coming up on the Metal Man fight. So we'll go ahead and watch that. KameHameDoukenn is coming up on the Crashman fight. So if you're wondering who we all are, and you don't want to scroll down, let the bot tell you. Oops, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. My bad. I was still on the OBS when I was trying to type. Sorry about that. My bad. That's me, by the way, on the screen there. Back a second ago. Sorry about that. Yeah, rip me. My bad. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and check in on Glory Hog, who's just completed the Metal Man fight. And Macktion is on the Bubbleman stage. Glory Hog is about to start Bubbleman. So I think we've got some different routes happening here, which is par for the course considering we decided on these games probably 2 weeks ago, so practice time was semi-limited. Well, thank you, Retro Game Quest, I'm trying. Thankfully, Mega Man 2 is my favorite Mega Man game, so I do know... I may not know the speed route too well, but I do know the game, so... And Macktion's coming up on the Bubbleman fight right now. 11 out of 10. Thank you, TC Blueberry Kush. And Macktion takes down Bubbleman quickly. And Glory Hog's going for the first zip in Bubbleman, or I think it's the only zip in Bubbleman stage. And he gets it. I'm not sure if that is the only zip or not. If it isn't, then it's the first of two. But I think it's the only one. Alright, we're going to move on to check on Toad and NME. Toad is on Wily 1 already. And NME is engaging Woodman as we speak. Toad getting the vertical zip successfully in Wily 1. And it looks like NME has completed Woodman and is picking up the Leaf Shield. And is moving on to Wily 1 as well. And there's the Wily second Wily Castle music. Ah, Toad going for the second zip in Wily 1, successfully getting it. Checking in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. KameHameDoukenn just defeated Quickman and is moving on to the Metalman stage. Too Good is going through the last portion of Woodman stage. Or actually, no, this is the beginning of Woodman stage. That's my mistake. This is the very beginning of Woodman stage. So he's going through Woodman stage, just started. Engaging the big metal dogs. He's going to use the time stopper to bypass the next two, so that they don't even spawn. Well, let's see if he goes for... So there was a zip there, so he didn't go for it. Okay. Oh, no, he is going for a zip here. Okay. There's the zip. Okay, so he's got the zip. Let's see if he completes it successfully. He's using a little bit of pause buffering to get over a gap, I'm guessing. I don't know this zip very well, so I'm kind of guessing it. Do we got Goodwood? Goodwood? I know the Goodwood thing. Oh, he's got There we are. Alright, he got the zip successfully, and he's at the boss room. Good job, Too Good. Getting the Goodwood. Alright, moving on to Glory Hog, who is also on Woodman stage, and Macktion, who completed Woodman, is moving on to Crashman now. That's pretty cool, Tapras. I didn't know that, so there you go. Your Mega Man 2 tip of the day. So Glory Hog is about to engage Woodman. Macktion is making his way through Crashman stage. And boom. Woodman down. Checking on Toad. Toad has completed, I believe that was the Wily 2 boss. It was. So now he's moving on to Wily 3 already. Yeah, you're right, Tapras, because you have the... I think that's right. I think I actually, in that one section, was using the Belief Shield to do that. Now that I think about it. So... Enemy making his way through Wily 2. Toad making his way through Wily 3. Checking in on Too Good. Too Good is on Wily 1. KameHameDoukenn is doing the zip for Bubbleman successfully and is making his way through the Bubbleman stage. Let's see, is Too Good going to do the zip? He is not. Too Good is just going to make the climb normally. And Kami is coming up to the end of the Bubbleman stage. Checking back in on Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog on Wily 1. Macktion coming up on Crashman. Glory Hog not doing the vertical zip. Checking out Toad. Enemy. Enemy starting Wily 3. Looks like Toad's on 4 already. Toad going for a vertical zip. Did he make? I don't know if he's making it or not. No. gonna go for one now, though. And he got it. Yeah, the gatekeeper. Alright, checking in on Too Good. Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good is going for the zip on Wily 2. And he gets it! Too Good got the Wily 2 zip. Very good. KameHameDoukenn making his way through the Woodman stage. Gonna use Time Stopper here, just like everybody else, to make the hot dogs not spawn. Glory Hog coming up on the Wily 2 zip himself, but he's not going to do it. He's opting just to take item 2. I almost said Rush Jet. Item 2 across, picking up the E-Tank and taking the route with all of the power-ups. Macktion coming to the end of Quickman stage. About to engage Quickman. He's opting to buster down Quickman, and he does a pretty good job of it, and Quickman's dead. So it looks like Glory Hog took a death. Is he going to go for the zip this time? Looks like he's trying to get some refills. Again, opting to take item 2 across instead of zipping. So moving on, Toad is at the boss rush, fighting Crashman. Looks like he's got 2 down. Moving on to Airman. Enemy is on Wily 2, or Wily 4 rather. Airman down. Toad going into Heatman. Toad going Buster route. Now, oh that's right, you always use one Buster shot on Heatman and then you hit him with Bubble. So now he's moving on to Woodman, I'm going to assume, yep, since he equipped the Atomic Fire. No remix of Wily 4. I don't think I found a remix of Wily 4. So Bubble Man down. Moving on to Metal Man, who is weak to Metal Blade. Boom. And then moving on to Flash Man. So enemy engaging the Wily 4 boss. The stupid Wily 4 boss, and he got knocked down, which is going to cost him some time. Toad now moving on to the first Wily machine. And now he's taking on the second Wily machine and down. Toad moving on to the final boss. Too Good is advancing to Wily 4 as well. KameHameDoukenn on Wily 1. So Macktion coming to the Wily 1 boss, and Glory Hog starting Wily 3. So since Toad is about to finish, we're going to move back and get... Toad is starting the final Wily fight. The alien fight. OMG, Wily is an alien? What? Extra Guy. Extra Guy is who I always forget to talk about when I mention people, and that's who... Ouija, that's who I forgot to mention, was Extra Guy on my stream, and I feel bad. I have a hard time remembering everybody because there's 12 of us, and I have a bad memory. So Extra Guy is another member of the team who will be streaming for you guys. Toad has now started Super Mario Bros. 3. So the first person to do so. And NMETV has started the boss rush. So we're going to move on now. KameHameDoukenn is taking on the Wily 1 boss. Too Good is making his way through Wily 4. And is going to attempt the zip, but he's not going to get it that time. Oh, he didn't quite make it. Is he going to give it one more try? Oh, I think he's got it this time. Yep, he's got it. He's got the Wily 4 zip. Oh, did he? He's going to take a death. He's probably going to have to, because something happened there. KameHameDoukenn has started Wily 2. Too Good took a game over. He's going to have to start that stage over again. Moving on, Glory Hog has started Wily 4. Macktion working on the Wily 2 bosses. He's what he's starting on, actually. Yes, Tapras, exactly. It is with warps. So we'll stick with this stream while Macktion takes on Wily 2 boss. Well, we may end up having to hear some repeat songs. I only have one more MegaMan song left on my playlist. So I'm going to repeat it. Alright, Macktion started Wily 2. Moving on. Toad is already in World 8. Enemy is starting Mario 3. So we've got two runners in Mario 3 already. Enemy is unfortunately just taken his first death. We'll be starting stage 1 over again. And Enemy with another death. Starting that stage over again. Checking out Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good's is finishing up the Wily 4 boss, and we'll be moving on to the boss rush. KameHameDoukenn is starting Wily 3. So we'll watch Too Good take the boss rush on. Nice, Too Good. Well, not that he can hear me right now anyway. So Kami took a death on Wily 3. Doesn't look very happy about it. He's going to be starting that stage over. Too Good just took down Clashman. And we get Crashman music. So Too Good taking on Airman now. Can he beat Airman? Can't beat Airman. Airman down, apparently. So moving on to Heatman. Getting the first Buster hit. Moving on to Bubble Lead. And down. Woodman next. That atomic fire. He's spitting hot atomic fire. His name is Dylon. Checking out Glory Hog. Glory Hog's moving into the boss rush. Macktion taking on the Wily 4 stage at the moment. Glory Hog starting off with Crashman here, since we got the Crashman music. Crashman down. So moving on to Toad and NME. Toad into the second part of the World 8 area of Mario 3. Got one of the hands, that's bad luck. That's RNG, whether they drag you down or not. Oh, that's rough. But he's gonna get his mushroom back anyway, it's not that big a deal. NME battling with the horrendously slow auto-scroller tank stages. Toad picking up an extra leaf in case he needs it for later. Toad got all 3 hands, that's unlucky. Go ahead and check out Too Good just died to the last Wily fight. He's gonna have to start that stage over again. KameHameDoukenn now on Wily 4. Going for the zip and nails it. Moving on. Glory Hog just looks like he finished the Wily machine and is moving on to the final stage. Macktion is moving on to the boss rush, I believe? Yes, he's moving on to the boss rush. Toad's on the airship stage, and NME is on the slow boats auto-scroller that you can just swim under the boat. GG developers. Man, doing the airship small, that's quite a chore. But he's moving on to the mini-boss, and this will put him into the final portion of level 8. Too Good has started Mario 3 as well. And Kame is still on Wily 4. Glory Hog just took a death and is raging quite hard. Took a death to the final Wily fight. Macktion is making his way through the last few bosses in the boss rush. Indeed, Cerberus. Thanks for the follow, Boogaloo. Glory Hog giving the final Wily fight another try here. Looks like Toad took a death on 8-1. Gonna go for another try. Oh, NME got through 2 of them, but got sniped by the last hand. He got better RNG than Toad in that instance there. Toad gonna skip the extra lives there. Oh, NME took a death. He may end up getting some more hands then. Yep, got the first one. Toad making his way through 8-1. And he'll complete 8-1. Too Good going for his first warp whistle. KameHameDoukenn coming up on the Wily 4 boss. Gloryhog starting Mario 1. Macktion finishing the Wily machine. Moving on to the final stage. So we'll check out Toad and NME. Toad on 8-2. Oh, and then on his way back through, NME got all the hands like Toad got. That's rough luck there. Thank you for the host, extra guy. So, Too Good has warped his way to World 8 and is starting the first tank. KameHameDoukenn is happy as he has completed the Wily 4 boss and is moving on to the boss rush. Gloryhog making his way through what looks like 1-2. And Macktion took a death. Everybody's taking a death to the final Wily boss tonight. So 1-2 down, and now he'll be going for his warp whistle. Checking out Toad and NME again. NME is on the airship. Toad is taking on the final mini castle, and we'll be moving on to finishing this race when he moves on to the final tank, and then the Bowser Castle. NME getting some rough luck and getting hit, but he gets to the end of the airship. And he'll complete that. Too Good working his way through the tank stage. KameHameDoukenn working his way through the boss rush, fighting Quick Man right now. Gloryhog on the mini castle in World 1, picking up his second warp whistle. Macktion completing MegaMan 2. And we'll begin Super Mario Bros. 3 now. So now we're going to have Gloryhog warping his way to World 8. Oh, looks like NME took a death on 8-1. He's going to be going back at it. 8-1 small is a chore. I do not like doing this stage without being able to fly. It's a very difficult stage. NME has his work cut out for him, but he's a hell of a gamer, so I'm sure he'll be fine. KameHameDoukenn working his way through the boss rush still. Too Good taking it to the boat stage. He's going to be swimming under the boat. KameHameDoukenn going to Wily Machine. Gloryhog on the first tank stage. Macktion taking on 1-2. We'll go ahead and move on to some Mario music. Did somebody really make a 56-second song on this? Actually, it's not too bad, I guess. Alright, we're going to check out Toad, because he is on Bowser Castle. NME working his way through 8-1. Going to have to use that bullet bill to jump over onto the pipe. Alright, Toad is engaging Bowser. Toad will be the first person done. NME on 8-2 now. And I will give you Toad's actual finish time when I get it, as the timer is going to be a little bit off. And Toad finishes with a time of 57 minutes flat. Toad is your first place winner. Congratulations to Toad. NME going into the final mini castle. Checking in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. KameHameDoukenn has finished Mega Man 2. All of our racers are now into Mario 3, or have completed it at this point. Too Good getting the first and second hand. Too Good gets 2 of the 3 hands, so far the best of the luck so far there. KameHameDoukenn starting off on 1-1. Checking in on Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog is swimming under the boat currently. Macktion is going after his second warp whistle, so that he can warp to 8. Alright, so now we should see Macktion warping to 8. Glory Hog going for the mini-boss of the boat. Macktion will be starting World 8. Checking in on NME. NME is engaging the final tank auto-scroller before the Bowser Castle. Good job, Toad. 57 flat, that's a hell of a run. Go ahead and check in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. KameHameDoukenn is on 1-3, going to get his first warp whistle. Too Good is on the airship in World 8. KameHameDoukenn going and picking up his first warp whistle. Checking in on Glory Hog and Macktion. Macktion on the tank auto-scroller stage. Glory Hog getting snagged by a hand, it looks like, finishing off that stage. Glory Hog has gotten through 2 of 3 hands, so he is tied for the best luck in that area at this point. Checking in on NME. NME just completed the tank auto-scroller and is going on to the Bowser Castle, so we'll stick with this to watch NME finish the Bowser Castle, and we'll get NME's time. NME is just about to engage Bowser. He's on the last little stretch of the castle. And here we go. NME versus Bowser. Oh. No more Fire Flower. About to finish, so we'll get you that time. And NME is finishing. We'll get the time shortly. NME finishes with a time of 1:01:20. In second place, NMETV. 1:01:20. So we will check in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good on 8-2 right now, making his way through the stage. KameHameDoukenn is in World 8 on the first tank auto-scroller. KameHameDoukenn making his way through that. Too Good just completed 8-2 and will be moving on to the mini castle. go check in on Glory Hog, who's finishing up the airship as we speak, and Macktion, who is moving on to 8. Well, it looks like he's moving on to the hands area, and he got nailed by the first hand. And he'll be taking on the Hammer Brother stage. Glory Hog moving on to 8-1. Macktion had a little bit of trouble with the pipe, but he is in and finishing this first part of the stage. Checking back in on Too Good and KameHameDoukenn. Too Good is making his way to the final tank auto-scroller stage here. KameHameDoukenn is on the boat auto-scroller, swimming under it currently. And it looks like KameHameDoukkenn's coming up on the mini-boss. So we're going to go check back in on Glory Hog and Macktion. Glory Hog is finishing up. I believe it's 8-1? No, it's 8-2. Glory Hog's finishing up 8-2. Macktion's on the airship stage. And Glory Hog moving on to the mini-castle. Starting it off with Invincibility Star to make it a little bit quicker, so he doesn't have to wait on those orbs. Oh, took a hit there, but that's okay. He still has his mushroom power, and he's just gonna get his raccoon tail back right there. Macktion finishing that airship stage, moving on to 8-1. Glory Hog about to complete the mini castle himself. Checking in, Too Good is on the Bowser Castle. So we'll follow this to the end here. KameHameDoukenn is finishing one of the RNG hand stages, the first one. And he gets hit by the second one. It looks like nobody's going to get through unscathed on that one. Excel Kobayashi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Retro Gaming Live. Thank you for the support. Too Good about to complete the Bowser fight. Too Good will finish with a time of Too Good finishes with a time of 1:05.56 in third place. Congratulations to Too Good for his third place time of 1:05.56. So we will check in because Glory Hog is probably going to be the next to finish. Glory Hog is on the final tank auto-scroller stage. Macktion is on 8-2. Thank you, Nintendo360, for showing up and giving us your support. Macktion working his way through the mini castle. Glory Hog working his way through the final tank auto-scroller. Checking on KameHameDoukenn, he is currently now on the airship auto-scroller stage. Making his way through that. Oh, that was almost a death there. This is the fastest auto-scroller in the game, so it can be a little rough, and that's why, because all of these guys throwing wrenches at you. Empty Eye, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Retro Gaming Live. Thank you for your support, sir. Well, we can thank KameHameDoukenn for having the Twitch alerts up, because I didn't put him in the race layouts because there wasn't really any room for him. Checking back in. Glory Hog is just about to move on to Bowser Castle. So we will stick with him as he does that. So Glory Hog starting on the Bowser Castle. Macktion coming up on the end of the mini castle stage. Glory Hog gonna take the hopefully for him quick, if he gets it, the quick skip through the wall. But he's not having much luck with it, unfortunately. Macktion coming up on the end of the mini castle stage, fighting the mini boss. Glory Hog has decided just to take the normal route. Takes an unfortunate hit, but... oh. Takes an unfortunate fall, too. But he's still okay. Making his way through to the final Bowser room. Macktion now starting the final tank auto-scroller. Glory Hog in the final Bowser room before the boss fight. And Glory Hog taking on Bowser now. Rot Dog, please. It is true, Excel. So Glory Hog about to finish the Bowser fight. And Glory Hog finishes with a time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 24 seconds in 4th place. 1:10:24. Congratulations to Glory Hog. Macktion coming up on the boss of the last auto-scroller. We're going to check in on Kame real quick. Kame is on 8-2 currently. Getting to the end of 8-2. So Kame will be starting the final mini castle. But since Macktion is starting Bowser Castle, we will come back to him and watch him finish that. So congratulations to Glory Hog on the 1 hour, 10 minute time. Macktion now making his way through the Bowser Castle. And we have appropriate music. He misses the 1-up, but he's not going to bother trying to go for the zip. He's just going to go the normal way, and he's going to fly his way up. Almost got clipped by a fireball there, though. It was a close one. That would probably take longer than these are going to take anymore. Unfortunately, too good for me to swap that stuff around. And it would look ugly for me to do that in the middle of the race, dragging things around like that. The Macktion's almost done with the Bowser fight. He's about halfway through the Bowser fight. And now I've got the Bowser fight music coming up. Awesome. That makes it more interesting since Macktion's on Bowser. And I'm going to have to tell you Macktion's time manually because he's not in the SRL race. So 113.03 for Macktion for 5th place. Alright, so we're going to move on and finish off with KameHameDoukenn, who is now on the final tank auto-scroller. I'm sorry, 112.46, so it's because of the stream delay. So 112.46 for Macktion. Good job, Macktion. And Too Good's doing something with Too Good must be hosting us because that's why we've got the screenception over here. I'm gonna go ahead and just turn his screen off then. For now. And his webcam. And we'll just have the Kame show as he starts the Bowser Castle. And he accidentally missed the oh, there we go. So it looks like Kame is coming up on the final Bowser room. We'll be beginning the Bowser fight momentarily. And here we go, Kame is engaging Bowser. Nice, Macktion. Oh no. Kame took a death to Bowser. Has to start the castle over again. Action, Macktion. Yeah. Kame making his way through Bowser Castle. Oh, and another death. Oh, poor Kame. Let's go, Kame. Shake it off. I know you can't hear me, but shake it off. Oh, man. That's a rough one. So just to remind you guys, in case you showed up later or did not hear from the first time, so tomorrow the Retro Gaming Live festivities will start with myself, Velociraptor 42. We'll be kicking it off real, doing some fun stuff. Probably some Star Tropics speedrun derusting for my upcoming appearance at DeuceCon in a week and a half or so. And I will stream from probably 6 or 7 p.m. Central until 9 p.m. Central, where I will be leaving to do my own Earthbound race on my channel. And at 10 p.m. Central Time, Glory Hog will be taking over on the RGL channel and bringing you some more fun retroness. And Kame has completed the Bowser fight and is now done. 1:18:39 for KameHameDoukenn. So actually, we've got Infant Mystery, who is also racing this, but who is not a part of the team, but has decided to race along with us. Who still is racing at this point. But all RGL racers have completed. Congratulations to all of the Retro Gaming Live crew for that amazing race. All of you completed it in less than an hour and a half. You should be very proud of yourselves. Pizza Cat hype over here. Hello, Storm Crazy Iowan. Good work, Kame. Good work to everybody. Congrats to Toad on the sub 1 hour time. Yes, thank you everybody. 56 viewers on our inaugural stream. That's huge for us. You guys have been awesome. And we are really loving the support. I'm seeing, like, at this point, whether it's accurate or not, I'm seeing 137 followers. So you guys are awesome. And we can't thank you guys enough for the support. And thank you, Retro Game Quest, for not only those kind words, but for opening for us and warming everybody up for this killer race. So you knocked it out of the park, too. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you. So, like I said again, thank you everybody for your support. So, NMETV, who you had just watched get second place in this race, is still streaming. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna host and follow along with him. Okay? So if you guys want to continue in the retro goodness, then hit up NMETV right there. So let's Let's raid NMETV. And let's do that with a little bit of, I know I've got like a... So who wants to come up with a good raid message for that? I'm really bad at the raid thing, as far as messages go, myself. Yeah, he is, right? RGL hype it is. That sounds good. So let's raid. RGL hype. NMEA works fine too. So thank you everybody for coming out and supporting us. And look for more awesome streams in the future. Look for myself and Gloryhawk tomorrow. You can check out our website at retrogaminglive.com. It will have our schedule. So thank you so much, and let's check out NME.